Get out of there. Fly on into the elevator. We got to go all the way up to the 10th floor. The storm is a-blowing. It's a little quiet right now, but it's only a matter of time before it all hits the fan. And this floor is going to be loaded with people.
Loaded with people. But they got a John Doe up there right now.
Yeah, we got a John Doe. We don't know who he is. We got his phone. I mean, we know who he is. We think we know who he is.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll find out for confirmation from the show later on. But you know what, Ma? As always, it's not just us. Hey, everybody, it's me, Matt. That's Kat. Carolyn is here. Cindis, Rochelle, Kaiwan, Jeannie, Sandra. Hi, everybody. And Kelly already with a super chat contribution. Her 20th one. Kelly holding it down for the entire viewership when it comes to these donations.
Thank you, Kelly.
So thank you, Kelly. Every single week.
Appreciate you a lot.
It seems you're contributing to the fund, and we cannot be any more appreciative to you for your generosity. And so thank you. Thank you. Hey, Liz. What a week, Ma. What a heavy week. You know, I was reflecting on the events this week of General Hospital.
Mm-hmm.
Where we're trying to figure out who it is that's been hit by a car. We're digging into graves with emotionality. We're playing off the murder of FBI agents by trying to trick the community into a rekindling, even just for this one night. Long dormant romance. All this kind of stuff. You know, I was reflecting on it in my mind. I was thinking, you know how like before, in the 90s, right? When all the shows were on, they all sort of had an identity to them. The socialite families of Pine Valley. Mm-hmm. A little more down to the soil, smaller town of Landview.
Right.
You know?
Mm-hmm. With a family of cowboys on
right,
one
you know,
the Buchanans.
Exactly. We got businesses with the young and the restless. We got pretty people, bold and beautiful, you know, young hot people in Los Angeles and the problems that they have. And General Hospital was the action show.
Yes,
you know, it was MacGyver. MacGyver in the daytime.
Action adventure caper show.
Yeah, somebody off on some sort of adventure. There was guns, explosions, people hit by cars, jumping out of the way of things, trying to solve crimes, cops and robbers, good guys and bad guys. Oh, thank you very much, Carolyn, for your super chat contribution. Appreciate you, Carolyn. Hi, Michelle. So I feel like we've really kind of returned to that with GH. I was reflecting on it, and I'm like, this is just action-packed show, and it has been for the last couple of weeks.
It has.
Like to a point where, like, is this the new normal?
I think they're reaching back. I think the writers are reaching back. I think our historian writer loves this.
I think so too. So yeah, it just seems like we're back to form of action and adventure. We have Sidwell returning to the fold. Do you remember Sidwell from before? I do.
No,
he was the guy in Monte Carlo. When Robert and Holly, I think it was Robert and Holly and somebody went to Monte Carlo to try to. I think Ethan.
Yes, Holly was there for a second, and that's when they had to kill the story because of her COVID.
It was Lois and Holly, I think, or somebody. I don't know. Lois and Robert. Holly was there. There we go. Let me fix this. Lois and Robert went. This was when they were teasing Lois and Robert romance. Because they went because they were trying to track down Holly or Ethan or somebody.
Lois?
Not Lois. I'm talking about Olivia.
Yeah, Olivia.
That's what I mean, Olivia.
Yeah, you're wrong. You had your wrong broad.
They're the same person. Wrong broad. Ridiculous. Oh my gosh. So I'm sorry. Olivia. Let me say Olivia. Thank you, everybody, for.
Yes, it was Olivia and Robert. You're right. Yes. When Olivia and Robert were dancing around each other a little bit.
Yeah, they went to Monte Carlo together. Sidwell was there. He was running the casino. And they found the video of Holly, but she was dead or some nonsense, or it was false and that nonsense. So I guess Sidwell was from then.
No, I did not. I did not connect it. I didn't.
So, thanks, Chris Van Etten, for reaching in.
So Holly's been around this person off and on for a while.
Kind of maybe the guy that she's been working on in her con.
Yes,
for whatever
her latest
reason.
con.
Whatever reason. Hey, Melinda.
I loved it when she walked into the room the first time, which was actually
last week.
Friday before.
Yeah.
when she walked in the first time, and as soon as she spoke, you could see on Lucky's face, he recognized her voice before he saw her face. He recognized her voice immediately.
Hello, Lucky.
And as soon as she turned around and looked at whoever Sidwell had,
yeah,
well, she recognized Lucky Spencer immediately as well.
You're Luke's boy. Oh boy. Uh-oh. I gotta get you alone.
And Holly mentioned Aiden this week too. Gosh, I hope Aiden pops up.
Oh, wouldn't it be neat? But the original one.
Yes,
Ethan,
the original
Ethan, right?
Ethan.
Yeah.
Yes, the original Ethan.
Yes. Not this blonde clone replacement nonsense.
No, that guy that was on the plane for a second.
Not
no,
that
thank
fake
you.
Ethan.
No.
That unnecessary one.
Oh, that was weird, actually.
Sandra says, "Oh, that's why you seem familiar." Yeah. Listen, I didn't look this up to confirm it on the internet or anything. This is just how I remember it. So, if I'm wrong, sorry, but I'm pretty sure Sidwell was the run.
She's been working that con for a long time then. Ollie's been working that con for a long time, and it's probably his right now probably his his booty call.
Who knows how far it's going?
Who knows?
Who knows if Holly's throwing herself into something like that?
Yeah. Well, you have to.
But he did call her lover. Hello, lover.
Yeah. And Sidwell, he's not the kind of man, I would not think, that if he wasn't getting something, he wouldn't be bothering. So there's that.
Oh, yeah, of course. Michelle is saying, well, where's Laura and Kevin? Lulu's waiting. They're on their way. Who's going to bust into that door to help? Holly's going to run into them or something and say, oh, my God, Laura, I found Lucky. He's in this basement.
It's going to be straight up GH adventure.
Oh, yes.
That episode.
Oh, yes. Laura front and center in the middle of it. Lucky acting as Luke does, like you talked about last week.
Oh, he's so Luke-like now.
He's just evolved into Luke. Even now, when he was describing what he was doing, I'm like, okay, so was he working? Because here I am trying to figure out Lucky, right? Because I don't know what the hell has been going on with this guy's life since he left the show. I don't think any of us really are supposed to know or do know.
No.
But it seems like he's an independent contractor mercenary.
Exactly.
Who's just like, okay, yeah, you can hire me to solve some sort of problem. I'm a good guy mercenary. I'm not going to go, take out a political leader. I'm not an assassin. But if you need somebody to sneak in somewhere and get the diamonds away from the bad guy, you can call me Lucky Spencer. They could have done a whole spinoff.
Well, it's very Luke-like. They are writing him, but they don't need Anthony Geary to come back because now they have Jonathan Jackson.
They got Jonathan Jackson.
Write him as Lucky as Luke as much as they want.
Jonathan. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to put you in the middle of the action. You're going to be an action star. You're going to be MacGyver, okay? You're going to be the new MacGyver of General Hospital. I'm not talking Richard Dean Anderson. I'm talking the guy MacGyver on the show. Putting together bombs with shoestrings and chewing gum, okay?
Exactly.
That's going to be you. And you get to do a bunch of scenes with Jeannie Francis. You want to sign this contract for a year? Okay.
Oh, it's going to be no time, and we're going to see Lucky. He's going to be there with his wire clippers, deciding which wire to cut.
Oh, it's going to be so fun. And he's going to get back to Port Charles. He's going to see Elizabeth, and he's going to be like, oh.
Oh, and they showed us that too. They showed us that too because he's talking with Sidwell about women.
Yes.
And who does he?
The woman he misses the most.
Yes, and I love that they used old footage too. I love that.
I love that because it's both actors.
Yes, because it's both actors, and Grandma, your grandma never saw Lucky. She's never didn't watch General Hospital very much. She doesn't know Lucky, so that was perfect for her because I was like, okay, look, it's Elizabeth and Lucky. They're teenagers. Because I did tell her that Jonathan's been off and on the show pretty much his whole life.
Yeah.
I said, so here's Lucky as a teenager. Yes, he's very recognizable. It's the same man.
Same dude, very much so.
Dude, but it's teenager Lucky. Oh man, I love the Elizabeth Lucky stuff back then. I did.
Cinda's figuring out my reference code. RDA played Jeff Weber too, Richard Dean Anderson. That's why I was calling him MacGyver. It's all connected in the grand circle of television.
That's right. That's right.
Oh my gosh! So it's good to see. It's good to see the action beats the action adventure. We got all this Lucky stuff where he's playing cards, and if he loses, then that's it for you, boy. Um,
Hmm.
just, just good, intense, not too goofy drama. You know how we're talking Days for Dummies, but how we like
Yes.
how stupid that show is. GH doesn't try to be stupid. They want to be taken seriously.
No, they don't want to be
Hey,
thought of
puzzling.
as silly. I don't think they want to be. They're not shooting for silly. I don't think they're shooting for corny.
It's still melodrama, absolutely. It's
Yeah.
still heightened reality,
Yes.
undoubtedly. It's still not the real world, no matter how you're going to slice it and look at it. But it's not the devil has possessed Carly, and now Sonny has to declare his love or Jason or whatever.
No, it's
Hey,
not like that.
Tyrone. No,
That's
no,
not this
no.
show.
No, 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 no. I think the goofiest we've gotten there is the weather machine. Recently, I think the goofiest we've gotten is the very strange decision to have Victor Cassadine try to unleash a new virus across the world.
Hmm.
I would say that
Yeah,
was
and
the,
kill 80%.
yeah, I would say that's the goofiest thing that we had.
Yes.
But
And it
even,
was goofy that Laura like saved the day too.
yeah,
And
it's like, oh, I remember the formula. It's been seared into my mind from the original adventure. Like this is our 30-year sequel. You know how
Yep.
movies have those 30-year sequels now. Like Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice is out right now.
I'm
That's
going to go see that. I am.
okay. Go ahead. Let us know how it is. We can do a movie review or something. Jonathan Jackson is the original Lucky Spencer, says LaShun, and that's absolutely true.
Mhm.
He's the Lucky I know and love the best. It's like if Billy
I was
Warlock were to
watch
come back
I
and play
was
AJ. I'd be like,
I
hey,
was watching the absolute day that Lucky showed up at Kelly's. I was watching that day.
you're my Aunt Rumi, and my name is Lucky Spencer.
Hmm.
I'm a child. Well, thank you very much, Rochelle. Rochelle says, great point, Matt. GH wants to be taken seriously, and Days is very campy. And I also appreciate, Rochelle, you being specific about what you're complimenting me for, because I got to be honest with you. Sometimes you guys are like, wow, you're totally right. And I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm just happy to be right.
We don't know. Yeah, he doesn't know if he said it, if he was right sentences ago, or 2 minutes ago, or 10 minutes ago.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, it's only a matter of time before Lucky's rescued. I think Laura and Kevin are going to play a part of that, Holly as well. I think we're going to get that trio together.
I think so
Um,
too.
ooh, we saw Robert this week.
We did. I got to see the brothers together, which
The
I was looking.
brothers. Yes. How could you have me in all this and stuff and whatnot? And he's like, hey, here's my boy.
Hmm.
Give him a hug. He's your nephew.
Yes.
just
Yes.
just moving right along. He's a Scorpio now. We're not going to spend too much time on how much time it has taken. We're just going into the happy fuzziness, which is good, and I'm happy for it. We got the Scorpio brothers. We got Robert be getting up to date with the whole Cody situation, and it's
Hmm.
only a matter of time before Holly's back in town, pulling his focus and
Yes.
distracting him
I
again.
think Holly and Lucky will come to town at the same time.
And I'm really just I don't have anything to confirm this. I don't even have the show even referencing or leaning toward it. But I do feel as though there's something there in what we talked about last week about Holly and Robert going away together when it's time for Emma Samms to be off the show again. Because Emma Samms, a couple of things. She prevents her from being on the show for a long time. Um, Primarily is her long COVID, and
Yes.
that's difficult to live with, and so it's just challenging to commit yourself full time to any sort of project because
Right.
you have no idea when you're going to be taken out. Uh,
Right.
yeah,
I feel so bad for her, for Emma Samms, that that she's had to deal with this now for years. And
mm-hmm.
she was terribly ill. She nearly died.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So we're lucky to have her. It's just not.
Yeah, we
It's
are.
just as it stands right now. It's too difficult for her health to have any sort of extended run on the show that's longer than just several weeks.
Mhm.
Plus, also, it would require her relocating to Los Angeles, which is a
Yeah,
big
I
ask for an
believe
actor.
she currently lives in the UK, doesn't she?
Yeah, so she comes and she
Yeah.
films her a bit and then she takes around. Kelly says that Emma can't stand for long periods of time, and I've seen that too. I think that's accurate.
Hmm.
So that prevents her
Sounds
from being
like
on
she's
for a
had
long time.
long-term fatigue from COVID.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Just can't get that air working right anymore.
Hmm?
So she'll be around. She'll do her little bit of the story. It's going to be action packed, as it always is. That's what they use Holly
Hmm?
for. I mean, last time she was on, she was running around on fire.
I know.
So
Trying to and still running around on fire and still have the will for all to put a necklace in her pocket and try to steal it at the last minute.
exactly, exactly. Oh, it melted in the fire. The fire was so hot. Uh, you know, uh, so it's bound to be interesting. It's bound to be full of twists, turns, and fun little moments. So
Hmm.
I'm looking forward to that, of course.
Yes, me too.
And the action will be taken to Port Charles, right? I mean, it's not going to just stay in. I guess where are they? It's some sort of African country.
They're supposed to, yeah,
Because
yeah.
they tracked Isaiah's phone to being originated. I just can't recall what country it is.
I hope, I hope that they mentioned his last name again this week.
Did
Again,
did they?
yeah. Um, I'm hoping there is a connection to One Life to Live.
I don't see why there
Hoping.
wouldn't be. I mean, two things. Number one, his last name is Gannon, and that is not a very common last name to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
And secondly, we're talking about Frank Valentini here, and he loves a little One Life to Live nod. So
Oh, he sure does.
I think that is incredibly valid and likely the case, as he's Isaiah Gannon from the Gannon family of One Life to Live.
Hmm.
I enjoy that sort of stuff. I know that there's people out there that's like, why can't GH just be GH? And my answer to that is GH is the last ABC soap of what was once a vast soap landscape of interconnected
Sure was.
worlds where these characters and actors just showed up all over the place.
Mhm.
And General Hospital being the last show of that, I think has a responsibility.
And back then too, the One Life to Live, All My Children did this more.
Yes.
I
Oh yeah, yeah. There was much more crossover there, but GH wasn't ignored.
No, it
I
wasn't
mean, the
ignored.
Sky Chandler came from All My Children. We had the Linda Dano tour,
Yeah.
right? So she showed up on all the soaps that she was retiring from daytime or whatever it was.
Yep. Yep.
Um, I mean, Roger Howarth is there because of a One Life to Live crossover, because they
Mhm.
brought Todd on, and we got many years of Roger Howarth fun. So there's a lot of value there in keeping
And
it
the
alive.
actor Josh Kelly too, he's One Life to Live too.
He's not playing a One Life to Live character, but yeah, a One Life to Live actor, absolutely.
Yep.
So I think
Yep.
that there is a very important responsibility, so to speak. I mean, it's a creative responsibility, we'll say,
Hmm.
to maybe keeping a little bit of those worlds alive on the show that has
Hmm.
survived. And I think there's room for that, and I think that should be appreciated, celebrated, and valued.
Well, I like the idea of Isaiah being Gannon from One Life to Live, and I like the idea of his father being RJ
Mm-hmm.
from One Life to Live.
Mm-hmm.
He would be quite an older, distinguished gentleman by now.
Yeah.
The actor. I don't
Uh-huh.
even know if he still acts. I don't know. I don't know. I don't recall seeing him somewhere else since.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he still acts.
Mm-hmm.
But he's he. I think General Hospital could use another older, distinguished man.
Maybe RJ Gannon is on his way then.
That would be cool.
And when it comes to specifically like Isaiah Gannon, I'm not sure if he was even a character that we knew existed when One Life to Live was on. And if he was, he probably was a baby. And so this would be full-grown Isaiah. I think that if you're gonna do this, if you're gonna introduce a brand new character and tie them to something else, I mean, go ahead and do a Ganon. There's no other Ganons on this show. There's no Ganon DNA sprinkled through the cast of General Hospital currently.
This could be a new
This could
family.
be a whole new family, or at least a whole new love interest for, name them, whoever you want them to be, that is absolutely not connected to anything. Doesn't give you a Sam and Dante situation. There's no
Right.
more sharing kids with brothers. You know. uh,
Yeah,
Also opens it up so you're not required to date an Ashford or Robinson,
that's true.
because that family blended together and became one.
It did.
You know. So
it did.
So yeah, RJ again. The last time I seen him, he had one daughter. So yeah, I guess it would be a brand new character. Says Kai One. I like it. I like it. I love me some Timothy Stickney as RJ. He's a great actor. Says Rochelle. I don't know. I don't think I can't recall. I imagine if I looked up a picture, I'd be like, oh yeah, that guy. But I didn't watch enough One Life to Live to recall the characters or any moments or anything like that.
He had very long braids
when
he was on the show. Long braids.
Yeah, I'd probably have to look up a picture. I bet a love interest for Jordan, says Carolyn. Isaiah and Jordan. Oh, it's interesting because Jordan is supposedly supposed to be like close to 50, right?
Yeah, and right now she's swimming around Brick this week.
And Brick isn't a spring chicken. So I'm wondering, and then she was also kind of flirting with Drew. So I'm wondering if the age, like the demographic, the generation that she's involved in is one step above where Isaiah is.
The character is much older than the actress.
I mean, very much so.
She's young.
Yeah. But I think
right?
Tanisha Harper, yeah. I do believe that she is the character of Jordan that was is meant to be closer to 50.
She actually told us how old she was when we talked to her.
She's in her
32 or something.
Yeah, she's everything's okay, I promise.
Younger than you?
What's that supposed to mean? She's only a couple of years older than Touch Bella.
Yep.
But whatever, it's fine. I also want Erica Kane to guest star, says Michelle. I think that the world would flip. Can you imagine?
I would love it too.
All those people would talk about ratings. Oh God, you wouldn't be able to turn off the ratings.
And every time they mention Erica Kane in character, which the last one was Lucy. No, it was Nina. Last character to mention Erica Kane was Nina.
Maybe they got something worked out, Mom. Maybe they're going to get Susan Lucci on the soundstage in December.
I think Susan Lucci should do Home and Heart and be an ass.
Aww, an ass? No, she's got to be supportive. She's old lady Erica Kane now for a guest appearance. She can't be mean. I didn't spill my drink. I almost spilled all of my Dungeons and Dragons dice.
Oh, look at all those. Is that one of Granny's abalone shells?
I don't know where this came from. It's either hers or Desmond's. All right. Nina Reeves never knew that Rick and Sonny Corinthos was brothers, and she was married to both of them. Well, she wasn't paying attention. I don't know what to say about that. It's not like they invited each other to their weddings.
No, and Rick's been gone for a long time. Boy, oh boy, they have written Rick for everybody in town to just remember how much they hated his ass, huh?
Oh my gosh. And I think that it's gorgeous too, because we haven't seen or heard from Rick in forever, and for him to come back to town and for them to be like, well, listen, everybody hates you, and that's why we don't talk about you or care about you. I think it's great. I also think that it's fun that they worked into it like, oh yeah, he can represent Heather because like he's already a pariah. He can't get any worse for him.
But he's clearly a good lawyer.
Yeah.
Just a rotten person.
Just a bad guy. Oh, to continue on the Isaiah train, LaShawn says, I'd like to see Trina and Isaiah together. I'd like to see them together on the same frame first, and then I guess I can hold reservation on that.
I thought the same thing. When I saw him. I said, oh, I've been wanting a hunky, manly man for Trina. There he is.
Well, maybe this is what we're going to get. A new hunky, manly man. Because people were saying that Spencer was pretty hunky. I guess he was there at the end. And I guess if the trailer is out for Monsters Season 2, Ma, we might have to do a recap show of that because people like Nicholas Alexander Chavez so much.
When does that come on?
I don't know exactly, but I would imagine it's coming soon. If the trailer's coming, if the trailer's out, then I would imagine it's pretty soon. Yeah. So we might have to cover that a little bit.
We will.
Because people like that guy.
We like him.
Who knows? Maybe it'll be a wildly successful recap show as people really take to our charm as mother and son talking about this show outside of the world of soaps that has just a slight more reach. Just slight.
Yeah, we will. We will do that, Matthew, for sure.
All right. All right, we'll do that. That's on Netflix anyway. We both got Netflix. But yeah, the trailers are out, so look those up if you haven't seen them already. It seems like it's pretty gritty and intense, as you would expect.
I have not seen the trailers. I've
Well,
seen
then
some
you'll have to look it
stills.
up. Okay, well, you have to look it up. I've seen some
will.
stills too. And yeah, so it's about the Menendez brothers.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess they had dispatched their parents in some sort of fashion.
They did.
And they made a TV show about it, so...
And they both still in the jailhouse.
Well, I guess they did it in a way that put them behind bars for a long time.
But they did it gruesomely is what they did.
Well, folks, pay attention to this channel here, so we're going to recap that show episode by episode. Because you know how Netflix does, they drop the whole thing. But if it's like 10 episodes or whatever, that's a lot to talk about in one go. So we might just have to break it down into bit by bit.
We could do that.
And we'll figure it out.
Why not?
We'll figure it out. Stephanie says that she believes that the trailer said September 19th.
Ooh, that's just around the corner.
Yeah, that sounds like a Saturday. Nope, that's a Thursday. That sounds right.
That is just around the corner.
Yeah, that sounds right. Okay. Well, here we go, Ma. Bozzolini is saying that Rick is hating on Alexis big time. And I have to agree with Bozzolini. Rick is very much like, that was a gun. Hey, cops, by the way, Alexis threw a gun off of a bridge. This is really suspicious. We have a duty, Elizabeth. Like, what's crawled up of Rick's butt?
Well, he would like to stick it to Alexis somehow. He doesn't like her. He doesn't like the way she's handled the whole baby thing with the girls, and he thinks that she chose a side of Kirstina. I don't really think Alexis necessarily chose a clear side. I don't think she did. I don't think she had a clear side.
Mm-hmm.
But Rick thinks so, and he don't like her anyway. He hasn't liked her in a long old time. Last time he liked her is when he actually delivered Molly at a train crash site.
Oh, how sweet. Passenger train or cargo train?
Passenger train.
Ooh. You know, Ma, that's really fun. I like trains. I think that trains should be more active in General Hospital plots. I think that the car that Sonny is exporting something out of needs to be pulled over. I think we need to have some train track scenes.
You think so?
Yeah, with smoke and a light and a woo-woo sound effect, where you don't actually really see the train, but they really try to make it look like a train's coming, but obviously it's just a spotlight. Like, I like those moments, It's like when somebody gets hit by a car in the woods of Port Charles, right? They're standing there on the road, and then they get a spotlight, and they just flash the spotlight over the actor real quick, and they go, ah! I love it.
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised that when they went to that accident scene and swept the area, they didn't find the cell phone. But Dante can find it in a whole, 45 seconds.
He's a super cop.
He's a super cop.
Who needed to find it later and not then.
Right.
So he found it later.
He found it later.
And now we're going to trace it. We're going to figure out that he's Isaiah Gannon. We're going to go back to his most recent location. Laura's there. Boom, 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 boom. It's going to be great. It's going to be super exciting. I can't wait for more.
And who is this orderly fool out in the hallway trying to get an opportunity to go in there and do something to him?
I don't know, but this man needs to be taken out before he reveals that I'm still alive. I don't know. I don't know who it is. Who is it? Who's calling the shots here?
We don't know.
Why does Sidwell care,
Yeah.
Why is it like, dig, go, go? Like, what's going on? What is Sidwell up to? What's really going on in his Monte Carlo casino? Who's he got? And why does it matter to us? Does he got Scotty Baldwin? Because nobody really knows what happened to Scotty Baldwin, nor are people really all that concerned.
I know. That's the problem. That's the problem. Is when you get kidnapped, abducted, thrown in the dungeon, and no one gives a crap about you, well, then you might sit there for a minute. That's what's happening with Scotty right now. Nobody's really looking for him because he's such a pain in the ass most of the time. So no one's looking for him. They got the same problem over there on Days. Ain't no one looking for Melinda either.
No, not at all. Not at all. And if they are looking for her, it's because of their own personal reasons. Nobody really, Lucy might have a reason to find Scotty. Liesel, maybe Liesel can sense danger now. She'd be like, something's wrong with Scott. can smell
Oh
it in the
man,
air.
I'd love for Kathleen to blow back through Port Charles, wouldn't you?
Yes, it would be.
It'd be great.
Yes, it would be.
Lisa always brings a little comedy.
Cheech could use a smidge of comedy. It's
It
very
could.
intense. It's
It could
very
lighten up a
intense.
tiny bit.
Just, I mean, it doesn't have to lighten up overall,
No,
but an offering. I
because
guess
you
the
don't
cues are pretty
usually.
fun. The Quartermains were fun this week with the Lois accent thing.
It was. I don't know who was this girl they brought in for that.
It's Sarah Sherman.
Kind of.
She's an
Yeah,
actress named Sarah Sherman. She sounds fun, doesn't she? She's got just a fun voice.
Where? But no.
She's
I
on.
thought I heard she's a YouTuber.
She's on Saturday Night Live.
She is?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. So she's an SNL star right now, Sarah Sherman. She's been cropping up a little bit over a bunch of little things. She was on Chucky. For I think 2 episodes. Basically, what it seems like is Sarah Sherman has gotten to a point in her career now where she can go after projects that are in franchises that she's always liked.
Mm-hmm.
And that kind of she used to watch General Hospital, according to the interview that she did with some publicity.
I was going to say, I bet she was a fan.
She will watch it with her mom growing up watching General Hospital, and now that she's got a little bit of fame underneath her belt, she was able to work it out so she could be on the show and also bring her mom with her as a good daughter would, as I would.
Oh, that's lovely. I love that.
And so brought her mom onto the set as well to hang out on the day that she was filming. And then she also, I guess, was a big fan of Chucky and did a couple of episodes of that series before Chucky did her in. Spoiler alert.
Can you imagine, Matt, like just doing a couple episodes of something you love to watch?
It would be super fun. It'd be like,
wouldn't that be great?
I need you to come in and be like Commander Thompson on Star Trek. Be Commander Thompson. Don't shave your beard, though. It's very Riker-like. I'd be into it.
I know you would.
Rochelle says, thanks, man. I knew I saw her face somewhere. Yes, Saturday Night Live. She's real fun. She's a lot of fun with Colin Jost on their weekend updates. She's very much a specific character actress. You know, I can't say specific character, but she's specifically a character actress.
Well, and SNL's not doesn't have new episodes right now.
No, it's off right now, but it'll be back.
It's off right now. It'll be back soon, but I'm going to be watching it. I'm going to be watching it because I cannot wait to see what kind of portrayal of Kamala Harris.
They got Maya Rudolph coming in for that.
Maya's going to do it again. I know she is, and she was so good last time. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. And who are they going to have, play Walls? And who's going to be Trump this year? Probably not Alec.
No, they have a regular cast member now that does it. I can't recall his name at the moment.
It does Trump.
But he does a good job. Anyway, she was also in an Adam Sandler movie on Netflix. So take a look at the Adam Sandler movies to find Sarah Sherman. Oh boy. So yes, all of that. Lois's accents. How do you feel about that, Ma? Do you care? Do you mind? Do you think it's whatever? I mean, I think it's
I kind of think it's whatever, but at the same time, I don't want Lois to lose her Bensonhurst accent at all. But I think what they're trying to do is that she's going to just use it a little more sparingly.
So I think that what we're going for is more lines for Rena Sofer coming soon.
Mm-hmm.
In the realm of deception and business.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And instead of making Rena Sofer, who I understand has done this voice as Lois the entire time. Yes, but at a certain point, you just gotta like, oh my God, I mean, I am 64 years old. Like, I don't know how old she is. I made that up.
I don't want her to lose it at all of it, though.
No.
I want her to, when she gets excited, when she gets turned up, I want all that to come back. I want that brogue to be right back.
I'm sure it will be. I think we're gonna get it off and on.
Brooklyn with Ma. I like it.
We're gonna get it off and on. I think that in the professional realm, she's just gonna use a regular Rena Sofer voice and give herself a break from having to do this all the time. And then when she's at home or on the Q set or riled up, like you said, then it'll come out.
Yep, it's gonna be fun
because Olivia has the accent, Brooklyn has the accent. Lois has to keep it to some degree.
Sure.
Yes, yes, yes. But
Yes.
overall, I don't find that particular storyline to be moving my heart in any particular direction. I'm watching it, I'm enjoying it. I like to see the Quartermaines be goofy and silly together in the same room.
I do
I
too.
loved watching Tracy react to the fact that Sunny and Carly supposedly hooked up in her bed. Like,
That was hilarious,
you
wasn't
know,
it?
like
She about threw up in her own mouth a little, a little bit.
a little
She
bit.
got real grossed
A
out
little
by
bit.
that. Real grossed
55. Thank
out.
you very much, Kelly. I knew I was exaggerating her age. Oh my gosh. Winning sober is bizarre to me. Rent a sofa. Hey, winning sober, rent a sofa. Huh? Is bizarre to me because that's how people from Brooklyn are able to. That's how they sound.
Hmm.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. When I went to New York City those 2 times and hung out
Hmm.
in Manhattan, I was riding a train and there was somebody telling some story about this thing that was happening down the street and my friends and this and the ball and this, that, and the other thing. And I'm like, oh my God, it's real. Oh my God, it's not only do you sound like this, but the confidence coming out of this man's mouth that he was telling this story was off the charts. Like,
Off
like
the charts.
off the charts. Like it's a why like Californians don't speak with a bunch of confidence, you know? Like that's something that my drama teacher, Mr. Vinci, pointed out to us. He's like, from
Hmm.
the East Coast, you answer questions. You don't answer it with another question. And we're like, what the heck are you talking about? And he goes, I'll give you an example. What do you want for dinner tonight? In California, you say meat, potatoes, vegetables. Over on the East Coast, meat, potatoes, vegetables. Okay, Mr. Vinci.
Yeah, one's a little wishy-washy and one's like assertive, right?
Right. But he was the drama teacher. It was important that we understood the differences in how people talk, so we could embrace the characters that we were playing. He was talking
Exactly.
about the differences between New Haven and New Haven. Like what a difference it is. But we were in the New Haven Unified School District, but over in there, you were in New Haven, Connecticut, and it was different because it sounded a little bit different because the V was heavier.
Hmm. Yeah, it's true. It's
Oh
true.
my
I
gosh.
think most Californians
Hey,
just
Cheryl.
sound like TV. I think California accent is a TV accent
It's
for the
just
most
it's
part.
just a nondescript American sound. I don't know. I'm
Exactly.
no I'm no audiologist or vocal coach. I couldn't say hi, Cheryl.
Most
Cheryl's
people
here.
don't think I'm from California when they meet me.
I don't know. Whatever.
They ask me, what part of the South are you from?
Nowhere.
Nowhere.
South Bay. Sandra
Right?
says Lois' accent is a character in itself, just like
It
Stefano
is.
on Days.
So
Uh,
is her. Everything about her is the way she dresses.
mm-hmm.
No one else dresses like Lois.
Mm-mm.
No one's got fingernails to match every outfit in the world either, like Lois.
No, no. She's very much the Opal of
She
General
is.
Hospital.
Kind of is. Yeah, you're right. Opal was more over the top than Lois, either, actually. But yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes,
Mm-hmm.
a complete style, right?
Yes.
A
Yes.
complete style of her own.
Of her own and unlike anything else that's being offered on the show character wise.
Hmm.
So yeah, I
Yes.
get it. I get it. I get it.
Mm.
Jeannie says, Kat, the first time I came on here, I thought you were from the South.
Yep. Most people do. I'm not. I was born and
Uh,
raised in
Born
California.
and raised in California, but goodness gracious, your father had a thick Texan. He had a
Yes.
thick Texan accent.
Yes.
Very much so, his entire life.
Both my parents are originally from Texas, and so
Granny's wasn't as thick.
no, no. But she came to California though at 3 years old.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Where your grandpa didn't come to California till he was 15,
And he kept to this thing.
and
He kept it.
he did not try to change a thing about his speech.
I like Lois Cerullo's Brooklyn accent, says Lishan. I think that primarily people
I do
like it.
too.
I don't think that they're trying to take it away because they think people will prefer it. I think they're
Hmm.
taking it away because it's a storyline and you guys are talking about it.
Yeah,
I think it's to give Renaissance for a break because that has to be tiring. It has to be tiring to do that for 70 pages a day.
I disagree.
You,
I disagree. I think when she puts on the wardrobe for Lois, I think it's just automatic.
Well, I mean,
I think she'll have to try not to sound like Lois. As an
well,
actress, I think she'll have to
well,
try not to sound like Lois.
potentially, maybe. We should find out. Like, if you guys can get Rena Sofer to come on the show for 5 minutes so we can ask her that question. Because, I mean, we made the most out of our one question with Josh Kelly at the red carpet.
Yeah, we did.
Okay. The horse or the alpaca. And he chose the alpaca, everybody. He chose the alpaca. I remember when I moved from Indiana to Indiana from California, says Melinda. Melinda got out, Ma. She's not tied to the bed on Days of Our Lives anymore. I remember when I moved to Indiana from California, where I lived from 3 to 15, from 70 to 83. 3 years old to 15 years old, from 1970 to 1983, I believe is what they mean.
Mm-hmm.
They thought I came from another country. I guess Indiana just doesn't know what people sound like. Oh my gosh. Okay, so the chat has started to discuss on their own, because we sort of mentioned it. Sunny and Carly. These two are not getting back together, folks. I don't think this is the beginning of the reunion. They're not going to find themselves in love in 6 months. I just don't see it.
No, but I tell you what, Carly, you know, she'll pretty much go along with anything that Sunny has going on. And, you know, there is no better liar than Carly.
Yeah,
Carly
she's
Spencer,
smooth with it.
Carly Spencer is one convincing liar. And when she and Sunny went to go into the living room, she was like, well, we've done this before, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. She's pissed at Sunny for putting her in this kind of predicament.
Mm-hmm.
This is what he came up with, but he was trying to come up with something on the cuff. You know, oh my
And what
gosh.
else is Sunny Corinthos going to think of?
Oh, but it was hilarious.
What's
Hilarious
going on,
that they
Queen
messed
of
up Tracy's
South?
bed. And hilarious that Tracy didn't figure it out right away. And so it was good.
Uh-huh.
It was no, I don't think that Sunny and Carly are going to get back together either. No. I don't. And I'm sure that Jason already has the ruse that this is a ruse.
Oh yeah, I mean even Jocelyn was like, "You really, Mom? No, you're covered. You just don't tell me about it."
Yeah, well, yeah.
Even Diane too.
Covering for a murder.
Because like Diane was like, "All right, this is a little thin, you guys.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little thin." Just on the night that he passed,
yeah,
you just happened to like,
yeah, yeah. But, you know, if Sunny would just follow Carly's lead, because, you know, Sunny came up with this very 4 sentences, boom, 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 boom. But Carly made it a thing.
Well, yeah, she had to add the romantic element.
Exactly. And we got caught up in the moment. And yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
now, the story is not all that non-convincing because Carly has gone back to him over and over and over.
Yes, but it just so happened to be on this particular night that you had, you know, like Diane is right. You guys can't just make it seem like it was just the one time, because otherwise that's too suspicious.
Yep, and they're going to have to play it up a little bit.
So instead of trying to keep their relationship secret from the public, like Drew and Carly, they're going to have to put on a fake relationship for the public, for Sunny and Carly. And then, you know, she's going to fall in love with Jason, and they're going to move forward during this time, and then it's going to be a scandal as they're found in the Metro Court room closet making out.
Maybe. You know what? She fools around too long with Sunny and their fake little tryst. She fools around too long with Sunny. Somebody will catch Jason's eye.
Ooh, Brit's back. Oh my gosh. Melinda's been a big GH fan from an early age. She's been watching for a long time.
Me too.
And Cheryl got to skip school to watch Luke and Laura get married. Let's see. Laura Wright was on Daily Drama with Stephen Bradford, says Michelle. She said
Recently?
that Carly and Sonny and Jason were very loyal to each other, and that's the truth. That's why she went along with this instead of like leaving the room and saying, "You're on your own."
Right. And Jason, right back into the fold with Sonny. He's right there in the penthouse with Anna standing there and got that gun that he's supposed to dispose of in the back of his waistband.
So here's the thing, though.
And shotgun shells in his pocket.
But Jason is now finding himself like kind of between it all. Like he's still actively helping Sonny, but then he also is like actively informing the cops of things that are going on and calling ambulances and this, that, and the other thing and whatnot. And so,
and Anna was so proud of him.
Yeah, and then Brennan offered him the WSB job, and it just seems like he's going to be faced with a choice soon, and he may choose the lore rather than the crime. Who knows, though?
Yeah, but he may not be his partner necessarily or his his number one or whatever, maybe that, but he's always going to protect Sonny.
Oh yeah, Carly too. I mean, we saw it this week. That's what's going to happen. I see WSB in Jason's future, says Michelle. I kind of do too. I think it'll be along the same vein of what they've been having Jason do, but it's also different. And it'll be working for Anna instead of Sonny. Or I guess for Brennan.
This would be kind of interesting. They could make Lucky and Jason partners.
Wouldn't that be fun?
That would be fun.
You gotta have some like local things to do that doesn't take them out of the country.
Mm-hmm.
So Lucky can date Elizabeth and be a father to his kid.
Yes.
Hey, Aiden, you want to go to the movies? Sure, Dad. I only take straight kids. Aww. I didn't think you'd have this kind of attitude, Dad. Was you hanging out with Natalia? Who's Natalia? She's not on anymore. We couldn't write off the character. We couldn't write off the character because Ava LaRue has a contract.
What are they going to do with Natalia?
I don't know. It's tough because I think that Ava LaRue has a contract and it wasn't time for them to release it like it was for Jagger and for Blaze and for.
You think she's gone?
I don't think that she's gone. I think that they just don't have her storylines happening anymore and haven't come up with a new one yet. Because she's not hanging out with Sonny. Sonny's now shooting Jagger and doing this whole Carly thing and getting swept up in a big old, please help me not get arrested for not only shooting Jagger in the chest, but also off screen, presumably also putting one between his eyes. You know, like this man isn't coming back.
No, they body bagged him. Mm-hmm. We saw the body bag on the outside of the boathouse there.
So I don't know what's going on between Sonny and Natalia, if anything, for the future. She doesn't have a kid there anymore for the conflict. The relationship that she had comments about is over. Ava is realizing the error of her return to villainy and seems to be finding her conscience once more.
Oh, and she found her girlfriend Nina again too.
As we are clearly keeping Mara West and are pivoting the story in order to support that.
Yep. Mara West ain't going anywhere.
Thanks for coming, Callie. See you next week. She should have more time next week. Looking forward to it. Oh, let's see. When they took off a look off of Lucky's head, he looks so much like his brother Ethan. They could bring Ethan
Jonathan
back.
Jackson's hair is much darker this time. I believe that when he was on before, they were probably lightening it.
Mm-hmm.
And his natural hair is more of a brunette, like what we're seeing right now with Lucky, which makes him even look more like Ethan.
Mm-hmm.
And the shapes of their face are very similar too.
Yeah.
Ethan's a lot taller than Lucky, though.
Yeah. Stephanie, not Stephanie from Days of Our Lives, who just loves the men so much. Stephanie from our chat says, I like Ava. I don't like Natalia. I think that, unfortunately, with the new writers and the new directions of stories, which I gotta say are much more enjoyable, the directions of stories that are happening now than just a couple of months ago. I would say that ultimately because of this, Natalia is a bit of a dud character, unfortunately for Ava LaRue.
Well, the only thing they have her doing now is she's part of Deception now.
It's just, yeah, they pretty much put her in the closet, and I think we might just be waiting out time until we're legally able to do something about the character.
Or they could spin her back around and bring Eloy to town.
Maybe.
That would require another actor.
That would require another actor, which they don't seem to be shying away from.
No,
but also at the same time, one kid has been shipped out for one kid to come in. What are the optics? I don't know. It might be more, what do I say? It might be more trouble than it's worth. We got to pump out a show. What are we going to do? Figure this out? No. Right? Mm-hmm. We need a script done. We don't have time to think about this.
If she's under contract, they have to pay her whether she's on screen or not.
Yeah, and they're also required to have her on episodes, which might be why she's working with the Deception, so she can hang out in the home and heart scenes to get the dates that she's been guaranteed without having really much impact in story. Mm-hmm. It's an unfortunate situation to be in, but also at the same time, the character wasn't...
It's interesting that how they decided, though. It's interesting how they decided to just, they just kind of cut Blaze's legs out from underneath her.
Oh yeah, totally.
She's in the middle of story.
Yeah, of the kid, it has to be due to ease. It has to be due to when they were able to do it. Like, that's the only thing I can think of as to why. All right, we're ending the phobic story. We're not moving forward that anymore. We're gonna move on to different stuff. We're gonna put Kirstina in this situation. We're gonna make her now hellbent on murderous revenge. Mm-hmm. Cool. Completely new lane for Kirstina. Mm-hmm. The reason Blaze was a better received character than Natalia was. The actress was growing in the hearts and minds of fans. There was a little why Blaze, but ultimately by the time she was let go, the question was changed from why do they have Blaze to why did they let go of Blaze? Mm-hmm. So I think they'd given the option between the two of them, you would have cut Natalia and kept Blaze around for future story. Mm-hmm. So since that, to me, is the logical choice, which is just to me the logical choice, that means there has to have been some other reason that prevented them from making that choice. Mm-hmm. Not because they're dumb and didn't think of it, but because of a contract length, a legality, an agent who slipped a line into something here because they're more experienced working soap contracts because you're able to rue something. I don't know. Probably nothing even nefarious, but I don't really see much ground for Natalia story-wise. They could always do something, of course, but I don't see much ground for it. And truth be told, after the whole I've realized the error of my ways in what I had said on the tape, I don't know where Natalia would have gone from there to begin with either. Unless it was launching into a relationship with Sonny, but Sonny now, of course, he's in a different lane too, just like Kirstina is. Mm-hmm. So, oh boy, what an analysis, folks. What an analysis. Jason Morgan is trying to be a good father to his son, Danny, and he's going to have to be a good father to his son, Danny, very soon. Very soon, right?
Now, his other kid is gone, right?
Jake?
Jake
is in Europe.
Yes, he went to art school, didn't he?
Went to art school. Yes.
For now, yes.
So you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah. Yeah. Jason, you know what, Jason, though? You don't have to take care of Danny. You just dump him off at the mansion, a whole mess of kids up there.
He is a Quartermain. He's a Morgan Quartermain.
Sure is.
A Mortarmain. And
Tracy's at the point now where it's just like, yeah, come on in.
Yeah, just the door's open. I might as well install a revolving door.
Exactly.
Just never ending, no obstructions.
Speaking of Quartermains in the house and everything, I saw a little rumbling this week that Leslie Charleston will not be back on the show.
Ever? Well, no.
I saw that she is retired.
Well, yeah. I think we all knew that.
But never come back on the show. That's it. She's not going to be back on the show.
I think
they're just going to reference her like they have.
Here's what I really think the truth is, and it's a sad thing to talk about. I think that she's retired because she literally can't go anywhere or do anything anymore.
I think so too. I think she has extreme limitations.
I think that yeah, I think that's her career, and it's been a great run for Monica, and maybe we'll get a voicemail. But no, I never really expected to see Leslie Charleston come through unless it was for, like we talked about it a couple of weeks ago, like Edward's last scene where they just kind of wheeled him in.
Yeah.
Like and maybe Leslie Charleston doesn't want that. I mean, she fought to be on her feet for so long.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of up to the point where she couldn't anymore, it seems. So it's possible that Leslie is just like, I don't want to be in a wheelchair. I don't want to be seen as less or anything. You know what I mean?
I think that's a good possibility.
Mm-hmm.
And last time she was on the show, she was seated.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, behind a desk, right? Yep. Oh. It's good, though. We have all the memories. We have all the memories of Leslie Charleston. All the YouTube clips.
Yeah, there's a lot of it. There's a lot of it. Ooh, her and Alan were always trying to hurt each other in some way.
Mm-hmm.
They had one of those, very volatile, I love you a lot, I hate you a lot, lots of passion in both directions.
So much classic General Hospital coming from Monica and Alan.
Yes.
Yes.
Roses.
Yes. Cheryl wants to know, what's the deal with Gio anyways? He always looks like he's going to jump out of his skin.
He does, huh? He looks so excited all the time.
I think that he's kind of an excited puppy. I think that Gio, the person, Giovanni Mazza, I think that he is, I feel as though, I've never met him, watched an interview with him, nothing, okay? So just, as always, this is just me talking on my butt. I think that he is generally a excitable person, and that's how he kind of is.
To me.
Like a bubbly guy, like, oh, I'm so excited to do this. Oh, we're going to the theme park today, and he's just kind of effervescent about that sort of stuff. And I think
all this, I've seen a bunch of still pictures of him, and everything that they do there, and like any kind of group photo that they're doing there at Prospect, he's right there.
Yeah.
And he looks the most excited in the photo to be there,
too. I think that he's just really excited to be working on this TV show. At the same time, Gio has nothing to him. I couldn't tell you anything about Gio as a person, other than he is not out to do harm.
And he plays the violin.
He plays the violin very well. He supports Lois. He's friends with Joss and Trina, but like there's really nothing to Gio. And as an actor as well, there's nothing for him to sink into, to bite on, to anchor a performance in. So he's just kind of out there playing the scene, doing his thing, because there's nothing else for him to do.
I'm all for Brooklyn and Dante being his real parents. I want that to be the case. I hope they write it that way. I want it to be that way. And I hope that we see young Gio get pissed about something, show something else.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we could get there with him, but as it stands right now, we don't have that. They've done very little conversational information about his life, his upbringing, or anything for an actor to inform your character choices on. So I think that we're just seeing Giovanni, like I said, Giovanni Mazza is out there as himself, saying these lines in these situations, and he's just kind of, he's excited to be there, which just looks like he's uncomfortable in his own skin. Basilini, thank you very much for your contribution to the Super Chat. This is your 5th one. So thank you very much for your generosity 5 times over. And I think we're gonna break the threshold before I even get paid out from the previous threshold if this generosity continues. So that is amazing and awesome to look forward to. So thank you very much, everybody. Thank you.
Good news.
All right, let's read some more of this chat, huh? Let's see. What's the deal with Gio? Okay. If Sam dies, dramatic.
Was she supposed to?
If Sam dies, maybe having to be Danny's sole parent will move Jason toward the WSB job and out of the mob. You know what I'm thinking? Well, I was thinking this before, but maybe not so much. We'll see. I'm thinking that Sam might accidentally get shot by Kirstina.
Well, she might.
I know that Alexis dumped the gun, but she can get another one.
She could. That scenario was, it did not okay, under duress, maybe she's not thinking clearly, not thinking things through thoroughly, but it did not seem Alexis-like to do that.
To take the gun and dump it.
Right. Even before she even had a chance to ask Kirstina anything about it?
She's made a lot of assumptions as to what's going on with Kirstina.
She has.
Very much so. Even where she was like, "Where'd you go? Why'd you leave? Oh, I thought..." Blah, 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 blah. Like she's just... It's like she's afraid that the Sunny in her is going to creep out.
Yeah.
And she might have seen it too, because I mean, it's not like Kirstina has it. Kirstina was like, one down, one to go. Like, it's not like Alexis hasn't seen little bits and pieces of some sort of...
And when she said that, that perked Alexis up like, oh boy.
Right, and who knows what other little subtle clues Kirstina might have been giving off for this criminal defense attorney to pick up on, being like, oh my God, my daughter is climbing into a criminal mindset before my very eyes due to this trauma.
Hell yeah, she's going to take that hyphenated name and she's going to cross out the Davis part.
I was watching the show on Amazon called The Power, which is an interesting little show. You can check it out if you want to. Basically, the premise of The Power is if a bunch of women across the world suddenly can shoot lightning bolts from their fingertips, and how that would just change the world and change life as a woman entirely, and this, that, and the other stuff. It's an interesting little show. But in it, there's this criminal.
I did think about who I would do that to first.
Exactly. You know, and like, you know, depending on this, there's a biological component. Some women are stronger at it than others, and just naturally, but everybody can shoot. Everybody can at least get a little taser out of their fingertips. Some other people could shoot whole lightning bolts and be a big problem, but for the most part, you can zap people, and you can also give other women this ability too if you want to, because everybody's capable if you're given it. And it's a big, you know, sci-fi look at modern day society and all of that stuff. But all of that to say, there's this criminal guy named Bernie Monk in it. He's an organized crime guy in the UK. And his daughter has one of these abilities. But she also is so proud to be this man's daughter that she goes up to everyone saying, I'm Bernie Monk's daughter. I'm Roxy, Bernie Monk's daughter. All this time and time again. Roxy, Bernie Monk's daughter. I'm Bernie Monk's daughter. So I think that Kirstina eventually is going to be going around town and be like, I'm Sonny Corinthos' daughter. Get out of my way. Curtis, this club is mine now. I'm Sonny Corinthos' daughter. Oh, Miss Wu, you want to run a gambling game outside of my youth center? Bang, bang, I just killed your bodyguard. I'm Sonny Corinthos' daughter.
Well, I do think that Kirstina is going to, you know, I do think that she's going to be more like her father than her mother going forward.
I think that Alexis is starting to see these little cracks of Sonny coming through after so long of Kirstina. Maybe, I mean, look, I can sit here and spin all day because I do find that the characters in General Hospital to be pretty deep and logical for the most part. You're really able to kind of climb into each one of their heads and put yourself in their situations and think about some things that might be influencing their choices. And I only imagine that it's just a fraction of what the actors put themselves through when they're reading the script, trying to justify what their character is doing, because they can't change it unless they want to go fight real hard. But they can't change it. They have to justify it and perform it in a way that makes sense to them and this timeline that they have potentially been holding into their hearts.
Figure out how to just do the work.
How to do the work, but also, you know, put it in the frame of Alexis, the frame of Molly, the frame of TJ. And it's just fascinating, and I like doing that. So I can crawl into Alexis's head, and I can see where, well, Molly was really aimless for a very long time, which works out to Kirstina. Kirstina was really aimless for a long time, which works out for Kirstina because then she's not going to do anything as bad as her dad has because she's aimless. Now she's got aim. You know, all these things that could be weighing heavily in Alexis's mind.
Oh my goodness. You know, she might buy herself a strip club and put Gio on a pole.
Oh my gosh. That might be an interesting storyline. Definitely flip it on the head and attract a new audience, a whole new audience. I wonder who will get Monica's house when she passes, asks Cheryl. It would only make sense for Olivia to have it. This is Olivia's house. Monica gave it to her.
Yeah. Or give it to her criminal son, Jason.
Yeah, I think that there's less fun in Jason having it. I think that it's more fun for Olivia to own the house.
It is.
Because
it's a lot more fun.
She's the earned Quartermain, you know, and the one that even Tracy for the longest time was like, you're not. You're just my son's wife. Get out of here.
Bensonhurst.
Bensonhurst. She still struggles with it.
Mm-hmm.
I think Olivia should get ownership of the house. I think that'd be the most fun.
I think so too. That would be very fun.
Oh gosh. I think we all just want one last scene with Monica and Jason, says Michelle.
It's true. We do.
Mm-hmm. I would agree with that. And it's entirely possible that we could get it just because we read something on the internet that says Leslie Charleston has decided to retire doesn't necessarily mean that it's accurate, true, or unchangeable. You know, last week we were talking about the potentiality of Brenda coming back. You know, there was a number of people in the chat saying, oh, well, that would never happen. She already said that the only way she would ever return to General Hospital. But then also we have Lucky right now, too.
Mm-hmm. I never thought he was going to be back.
So you never know.
I thought the character Lucky might be back, but it wouldn't be him. That's what I thought.
Then there's this wrestler Sable who was wrestling in WWE and left because she felt a little harassed. Sued them for said harassment. Mm-hmm. And then came right on back. So, you know, it happens out there in Hollywood. So we'll see what happens when it comes to Leslie Charleston. She might not be intending on any sort of long run and return, but that doesn't mean that we won't have one last scene. It doesn't mean.
I hope so.
I hope so too. I think that'd be great and a lot of fun. And then we got and for every Leslie Charleston who's retired, we also had Ken Schreiner on Twitter being like, "Oh, that's it for Scotty. Scotty's off. Scotty's done." Okay, Ken. Like even the replies to that now are like, "All right, Ken."
Exactly.
This again.
Nobody believes him anymore. Mm-hmm. He's the boy that cried wolf now.
Yeah. Kaiwan wants to know if Gio's going to hook up with Jocelyn or what. No, Jocelyn's too busy hooking up with Dex. There's no time for Gio to hook up with Jocelyn. All of her time is taken by another man.
No, I think that Dex and Jocelyn are very much back together.
Very, very much so. So much so that Trina's like, you didn't change your clothes today, did you? Well, he's somewhat related to Sonny. My goodness. I mean, yeah, sure, somewhat related to Sonny, but that doesn't mean he's going to have the same proclivities.
No. No.
Oh my gosh.
We are going to see, I think we are, before he leaves for sure. We are going to see a showdown between Sonny and Rick, his brother.
Oh, definitely. That might be the thing that drives Rick away. Sonny might put another couple of bullets in somebody, depending on how it all breaks down. You went after my daughter's mother. Going after Alexis is like going after Kirstina and Molly. Yeah. I don't care about Sam.
You know what cracked me up this week? One of the things that kind of made me laugh? Man, Diane didn't want to help Ava, did she?
No.
Oh man, Diane did not want to help Ava.
No. I also like Jason has his half involvement. He's like, hey, you know, whatever I'm not, you know.
Yeah.
Just.
Yes.
Okay, you're not great. Okay, now I'm going to take her in.
She has a, please help Ava, please.
Oh my gosh, that would be horrible if Kirstina shoots Sam, says Jeannie. It would be horrible. But I think when it comes to a sudden departure of Sam in a death way, that might be one of the most dramatic and most impactful ways to do it, and also one of the most logical at this point in time as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I give half my liver to Lulu and then I die from the surgery. That's going into the elevator levels of being written out. I don't like it.
I think it may be true that Sam helped Lulu, though.
It might be.
Might be.
Maybe she gets out of the hospital bed to go and do something and she winds up passing away from it or what. I mean, I will take that. I'll take that over, you know, going into the hospital elevator of surgery and not leaving the hospital elevator of surgery.
No, we don't want that. We don't want that for her. We don't want that for her.
No, we don't want that for sure.
I think we're going to get something way more dramatic than that.
I hope so. I really do. When it comes down to it, even they're writing her out, but that doesn't mean that they're vindictive about it. That doesn't mean they're going to be vindictive about it.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
You know, it could be an incredibly important piece of dramatic storytelling that is incredibly interesting for an actor to play.
If they don't have a propel story, they're ridiculous.
Yeah, and I'm talking like canvas changing story, like canvas forever changing story.
Yes.
And they could do that with the departure of Sam. There's a lot to do there.
There is. There is.
Oh, Tracy asked her granddaughter Brooklyn if she drugged baby Ace. Maybe baby Ace needs to be drugged. Maybe he just needs a little thimble of some NyQuil at night. Just to calm down. Grandma's gone. Brother's gone. Mom's gone. Grandpa Kevin's gone. The only person who I know that still sticks around, but he's got to sneak in through the staff entrance and hope nobody sees him, is Cyrus Renault, Uncle Si.
That happens in real life, you guys, that whole thing. Because I remember this very well. I was talking with my girlfriend at work. She had a little girl as well. I had my little Melissa. Melissa was, I don't know, 3.
Mm-hmm.
She'd given me a hard time. And my daughter was able to give a hard time early. Anyway, this coworker of mine told me, give her a double dose of kids Tylenol. I was like, dang, no, thank you. And she says, it works. Like, oh my gosh. So that's a real thing, I think.
Mm-hmm.
That's a real thing.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. It's
anyway,
absolutely
but
a real
I thought
thing.
it was. I think it's hilarious though that there's a whole passel of kids there, and the demon is.
Cheryl says, "Wow." It reminds me of another show that I watched called The Umbrella Academy. It's also on Netflix. That show, in it, it's about siblings with superpowers, adopted siblings, and it's goofy. It's off the wall. It's irreverent. It's silly. It's nothing serious. But in it, one of them has the ability to do mind control. But they have to say, "I heard a rumor. I heard a rumor that you cross the street in busy traffic, and the person will go across the street. You know, that sort of thing."
Oh.
I heard a rumor that you went and chased your dreams and went to find an acting agent. And the person would run off and go find an acting agent. But as we find out, she's estranged from her child and her ex-husband because anytime that little brat of hers were giving her a hard time, she would rumor the kid into stopping. I heard a rumor you were really tired. The husband finds out.
That's pretty cool.
The husband finds out. There's drama. You're controlling our daughter's mind. You're not being a mom. You're controlling her mind. You're not mothering her. You're forcing her to go to sleep. You're not alleviating her fears. You're forcing blah 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 blah. And it turns into a thing, and it's a whole launching point for that character and a lot of the decisions that she makes. But it just makes me think of the double Tylenol situation. I heard a rumor that you were going to sleep. Take these pills. They mentioned that Monica has asked Michael to watch the house. Is it the reason why Joss and Trina can live there? I mean, I think that they can live there because the Quartermains aren't evil. Like, I don't...
Well, they get to live there because Joss is Michael's little sister.
Yeah, like, it's not like they're not connected. It's cool. And yeah, I guess so. Michael to watch the house. Maybe Michael will wind up at the house. I mean, that's also a logical character. It's just not as fun as Olivia.
Not nearly as fun as Olivia.
That's all. But it's logical. I think that's more logical than it winding up in the hands of oh goodness.
It would be hella funny if she left it to Cody.
He's not even a Quartermain.
He takes care of my horses.
The stable man.
Oh boy.
Michael's getting the house. Daisy confirms. I mean, yeah, sure. Michael's kicking Drew and Willa out of the house. Maybe eventually.
I wonder if they're going to calm down on all that. I wonder if they're going to calm down on all that.
I don't know. Maybe.
Because, I think, and I know we're not supposed to like it. I get that. But most of us viewers do not like creepy Drew at all.
No.
I don't want him touching Willow.
No, I'm hopeful that this storyline has come to an end after this last You know, where they kiss and she's like, I don't know, I shouldn't do this. I love Michael and here's all the reasons why. I want that to be over. I would like for them to not continue to fight these feelings.
But you know what was bad? It was bad when she was making love to Michael and she was visualizing Drew. She's damn near as creepy as he is with that.
Just stop.
Just stop.
Just don't do it. Just be over. Just be over. Just be over with it. Just be done with it. Get Drew elected and have Cameron Matheson leave the show. Come back part-time. Let that contract expire. I think that's the best thing to do. Honestly, if I was sitting there, if I was having the business meetings, if I was sitting around the table, I'd be like, all right, this is what is going on with the character of Drew. What's going on with Cameron Matheson? What sort of promises have we made to this guy? What sort of contracts and deals are in play? How is he moving the needle when it comes to advertising and viewership? Are people tuning in to watch this man? Because if so, I think we need to give them better content. Let's see. Michael is the house.
Now, like we said last week, the creep factor is off the Richter more than they wanted.
It's too much. It's too much. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't want it. Hello, Del J. I don't like it and I don't want it and I want it to stop. How about that? I mean, that's not something we say very often here on the show.
No.
Not at all. I don't like it.
Not
I don't want it and I want it to stop. And it's really unfortunate that most of the time I feel this way about a story that GH is pulling. Willow's involved. I want to like Willow more. I think Caitlin McMullen is very charming. I think she's very pretty. I don't dislike her being on the show, but I have not really enjoyed what Willow's been up to pretty much ever. And that's just how I feel.
I liked Willow best when Shiloh was still around, because I really wanted to pull for her so hard.
Right? You know. So I don't know. She just.
I thought that her leukemia story was fine, but I thought the character was like, kept it a secret for so long for nothing. That kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I think Willow's storylines always has an irritation factor.
You're irritated by her?
Yes.
I get that. It's just unfortunate. Like I said, Caitlin McMullen is charming and beautiful and all that. I want to like more of what Willow is up to, and I hope to be able to one day.
Yeah.
But as it stands right now, this whole thing with Drew, let me say it again. Oh gosh, Kaiwan, however, I think she's kind of loving Drew and Willow. Shows a little bit more character, 3 dimensions between Drew and Willow. Just maybe not the dimensions we want to see, Ma.
No, not the ones we want to see.
Drew and Willow are definitely gross. Yeah, yeah, kinda. What gets me about Willow is that when Michael does something wrong, she gets so self-righteous. She just has no room to talk. She just keeps secrets from him too. It's true. She very much, what is it, Ma? The Pollyanna? Is that what you kept on saying? Pollyanna?
Yes.
A new Queen Pollyanna on General Hospital.
Oh, she might take the crown from Elizabeth. Out of that
taking the crown from Elizabeth.
Now, why is Elizabeth hanging out with Rick? She don't like Rick. Why is she having ice cream with Rick?
Because why not? It's been a long time. Let's have ice cream once, whatever.
And they go going over to the bridge. What the heck is she going to the bridge for with him?
She's lonely.
Because they needed to see Alexis throw the gun.
Yeah, I mean, it was for plot. For plot. Yeah. They said, well, what if Rick went on a stroll with Elizabeth? That's pretty much what happened. Why across the footbridge? Why not?
Why not?
It's weird. So this is what I want to do, Ma, and this is goofy. This is a goofy plan, but I want to do it. Okay? There is this video game called Cities Skylines 2, which is basically SimCity, but way better.
Okay.
It's very custom and road layouts and buildings and downtown and this, that, and the other thing, and amenities and cities and all that sort of stuff. I find Port Charles to be such a goofy city where it is a big New York metropolis, Manhattan-style, densely packed Charlie Street. And also this huge open land of houses in the woods like Coach, you know? You remember the Coach house?
Yes.
Yeah, just in the woods. just in the woods.
Yes.
You know, like Alexis's house is in the woods. But then you also have the brownstone. And so just the layout of this city has to be goofy as hell. So I want to get this game. I need to upgrade the whole computer before I can do it because it's pretty graphics intensive and I can't support that right now. Super chat. But I want to upgrade the system and I want to get this game and I want to build Port Charles in it. I want to build the harbor. I want to build the Asian Quarter. I want to build the campsite where Ken Shriner got thrown out of the airplane and Scotty Baldwin landed between everybody. I want to build Port Charles in this game and I want to see what this ridiculous soap goofy town would actually indeed look like in the real world.
The closest thing you have to that is a couple of pages in Lucy Coe's book.
So, you know, there's some launching points. There's been all kinds of different areas of Port Charles that have been talked about in the show, so I might need the fans' help to help me, know of the different areas that have been explored. But we're talking train yards, we're talking rail lines, we're talking all kinds of different stuff. We can call it, and then I can custom name things, and that would be a lot of fun. Anyway, I want to play this dumb little city game on the internet and make it soap style.
Yeah, and you got to make sure you have a Pier 54.
Well, yeah, I mean, I got to build 54 piers. My God. No, it's a lot of fun. So I take there's this community of super dorks out there that are playing this game currently on the internet, and they all put little stories into their towns. And so I can do the same thing. I'll make up some sort of soap plot as to why everything's being built. Anyway,
it's fun.
We'll see if I do that because I want to play this stupid little game, and I figured I could put it on the internet. Drew is nasty, wanting mother and daughter. Sicko, leave, says Cheryl. I think everybody agrees with you, Cheryl.
The only way it could be worse is if he encourages a menage a trois. That's the only thing that would make it worse.
Menage a trois. Gosh. I use so much breath talking about that city. I'm sorry. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness gracious. What else do we need to talk about? Dex graduated from the academy. Congratulations, Officer Dex.
Yes, he's a real police officer now.
Dex Heller. Is he still just Dex? Did we find out if he's Dexter yet? Did we see a certificate?
I don't think I have not heard Dexter other than my own lips.
Okay. Well, it might just be Dex. I mean, Jocelyn and Trina shared some screen time, and we only had 4 episodes this week because of the holiday. Ooh, Kirstina digging on that grave. It kind of made me think about Angie a little bit from All My Children.
Me too.
But Angie's was better because I liked Angie more.
Angie, actually, I like digging the dirt. I mean,
she was digging into it, and the reason why she was digging into the grave, I was more along with. Here's the thing. So I said this on the internet, to Twitter, because there are folks out there that react to the show in a way that's a little hyperbolic, I'll say, and be kind. Where if a character says something that they don't agree with, this is now suddenly the show's stance and they're making some sort of political statement about the world. Kirstina, in her emotion, says nobody understands the love of a mother and child, or something like that. Like I do because I carried you. Nobody gets it but me because you were in my belly. Nobody could love you like I did because you were inside me. Was basically the idea of it. And there's a lot of people who took offense to that because they love to be offended by General Hospital. He said, well, what about people who adopt? What about people who can't have children? They're just as capable of loving a baby just as much as somebody that carries one. And that's absolutely true. But Kirstina, who has been wrong about this situation since day one, saying it, doesn't make the show supporting of that stance, especially when she's the villain of the baby story. You have to keep these sorts of contexts in mind.
Yep.
So I said that on the internet and nobody cared. But I still did. But
the conversation Sam had with Kirstina was pretty good because she does know what it's like to carry a baby that doesn't make it.
It's so funny
all the way to full term.
It's good stuff. I was really happy to see it.
Actually talked about baby Lila.
Oh yeah. It's super fun because I watched that and I enjoyed it and I consumed it and I said, oh man, what a good character, what a great talent. Because they all are. And then I went on Twitter, Mom, and I saw people saying, "How come Sam's not using? How come Sam and Kirstina aren't sharing more time together talking about Lila?" And I'm like, this was literally on Tuesday. Literally on Tuesday. Do you want it on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday? The same scene, so you can complain like Hat Daddy? Anyway, sorry to find myself on a tangent there. It just blows my mind sometimes. That's why I don't do much Twitter anymore, because it blew my mind one too many times.
I don't look at it that much.
But Del J, like me, has very little sympathy for Kirstina because she knows that she wasn't pushed, and she continues to blame Ava for the death of Molly and TJ's child. But she's convinced herself that Ava pushed her out of the window.
She is convinced herself. I don't think that she's lying. I think she's convinced herself. She was pushed.
What I saw at the grave is that I make the Angie comparison because it's digging in about the baby and all that nonsense. I support Angie in her grave digging efforts. I don't support Kirstina in her grave digging efforts. Angie was coming from a grieving mother. Kirstina, yeah, okay, grieving birth, biological mother, absolutely, but also one that's going through an incredible psychological break. She's breaking before our very eyes, and I think Alexis recognizes that, which is why she immediately got rid of the gun and assumed the worst. She is breaking big time in front of all of us in live, minute by minute detail.
Alexis is afraid that Kirstina will have a psychotic break and never ever return to her true self, be forever changed.
And it's not like Alexis hasn't experienced breaks herself, or things that she's done that she wishes she could take back if she wasn't so doggone angry. Kiefer.
Well, Alexis' worse though is Alexis can't pick a man for nothing. She picked the biggest scoundrel every single time. Jerry Jacks. Example 1A.
Time and time again. I also don't like, Del J says, I also didn't like how she was planning on totally taking the child away without any consideration to TJ, who was the biological father. Yeah. You're not supposed to like that. Kirstina's the bad guy.
Kirstina is the bad guy
Kirstina
in the baby
is the bad
story.
guy, folks.
If the baby had survived, if the baby had survived, Kirstina was going to tell them on exit day from the hospital. By the way, she's not going home with you.
Yeah, by the way, I'm taking this baby home because this baby's mine. Hi, Adela.
Her name's Adela. Bye.
Hi. The bad guy. Definitely bad guy. I don't know that it was a great idea for Sam to remind Kirstina that she was once pregnant by her father. Send us. Kirstina doesn't care.
No, everybody in Port Charles has a very advanced ability to not get bothered by that stuff.
It's funny because I imagine Kirstina's just like, yeah, well, that's my dad. My dad just gets it on. I'm not, if I wasn't his daughter, he probably would have tried it with me.
I wonder if the timeline is when Sam had baby Lila, was Kirstina born yet?
Probably.
Yeah, I don't recall.
I don't know
if Kirstina was in the picture yet.
I don't know. It's hard to tell with Sora's.
It was a long time ago.
Hard to tell with Thor's. Molly and Kirstina, no matter Molly and Kirstina, how no interaction while she was pregnant needed to be bonding.
Well, that's true. That's true. They weren't connecting when she was pregnant, not really. And I thought that Molly, as having a surrogate, it's normal to go to doctor's appointments with the pregnant person. That's normal.
Yeah.
You go to, you go with your surrogate to listen to the baby's heartbeat, to go get that 3D ultrasound. You do that stuff together, kind of as a family.
Yeah.
And Kirstina wasn't having that. But she wanted her appointment. She didn't want her appointments.
No.
She felt that she needed a level of privacy. That's not, in a surrogate situation, that's not normal.
And in response, TJ and Molly doubled down on what they were expecting from her because they didn't know what the heck was actually going on.
Exactly.
Because Kirstina didn't let them in. They're all at fault.
And Kirstina Yeah, she was going to take the baby, and she was not going to tell them until like I said, she was going to have a baby in her diaper bag in the wheelchair going out the door of the
Yeah.
hospital saying, "See ya. By the way, Adela's coming with me." And legally, they wouldn't have been able to do anything about it
Goodness
on that
gracious.
particular day.
No, absolutely not. Nope. TJ could have then petitioned for custody.
And started a big custody battle.
Yep. But that baby would have gone home with Kirstina. Nobody would have stopped her.
And I thought that was going to happen. I didn't think they were going to, because, and the reason
Total
why
left
I
field.
thought this is the only reason why I thought that. I thought that General Hospital is kind of going overboard on baby deaths.
Well, I guess they thought we can get one more in.
One more.
Let's just squeak one more in. It really is terrible, Rochelle, says Sindis. Then when Sonny married Nina, Michael's wife became his stepsister. The writers don't pay attention to this. Sindis, I would say this, and it's probably more accurate than anything else. It's not that the writers don't pay attention. It's that they don't care.
I think the golden rule with soap operas is bloodlines. Make sure you're not actually related. Yes, you can be your stepsister, stepbrother all day long. You're not actually biologically related.
Yeah.
Anything goes on soap opera when it comes to relationships that way. As long as you are always 100% related, but not at all by blood.
Legal relations, absolutely okay. No problem. You could be as closely legally related as possible. Sam and Dante.
Exactly. Sam and Dante. Exactly. But
yeah.
They have no common biological connection.
Well, here's a fun factoid for you, Ma. Cheryl giving us the skinny. Baby Lila saved Kirstina's life with stem cells from her umbilical cord.
Yeah, I'd forgotten that.
So not only is Kirstina alive today, but she's alive today because of the stem cells from the baby that her dad had with her sister.
Yes!
Well, no wonder those stem cells worked out so well. She shares so much DNA with baby Lila. They're more closely related than actual sisters.
I didn't remember that. That was a long time ago. And my memory for storylines, I just watched too many soap operas for so long.
Oh, yeah.
I just cannot keep them all in my brain. But yeah, well, thanks for figuring it out, looking it up, or just remembering, because yeah. So they are supposed to be around they would be the same age.
Yeah, I mean, I guess. I'm not sure exactly how old Kirstina was when she needed it, but yeah.
So this is the truth is, Drew is not doing something new. He's doing something that Sonny used to do with the mom and daughter.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, yeah. This is an old hat story. No, it's just Drew is creepy. That's the whole problem with it. It's not that he's doing it. It's not that this is a story on the show. The problem is that Drew is creepy.
Exactly.
He's not a cad. He's not a fun cad.
No. He looks. No, he looks too much like an opportunistic predator. That's what he looks like.
Molly and TJ.
You're playing it too good, Drew. You're playing it too good.
I don't like it. Liz says that Molly and TJ were being controlling to Kirstina while she was pregnant. Yeah, I think that they both did wrong. They were a little too controlling, and she was a little too stay away from me.
Exactly. I mean, they were to the point of, why are you eating that bleached white rice? We need you to have brown rice that still has the holes on it. That kind of stuff.
I would not be able to handle that. Even if I wasn't carrying my sibling's child, I would be like, shut up.
Exactly. That's not fresh squeezed orange juice. That's concentrate.
Do you think babies are new? Do you think people didn't have babies before you were eating like this? You know how many babies were born in the 60s when everything was processed sugar and plastic? There was still so many babies being born. I remember my sister being pregnant. She's like, oh, I can't have shrimp. And I'm like, you can't have one shrimp? No. Okay.
Exactly.
Oh, gosh. Their attitudes, especially TJ's, didn't help, says Cindis. And you guys are right. Nobody helped each other at all. Nobody helped each other at all.
No, they did this a lot.
Oh, so much so. That's why she was wrong for the surrogacy. And why Jordan and Alexis knew it the whole time. And now look at their lives.
And kind of TJ knew it all along, too.
Yeah, he just, well, he said that he kept it down, which is why he's so galldarned angry, is because he... Listen, they didn't specifically say this, and it might have helped. It might have helped when it comes to acceptance, but I feel as though the reason why TJ had gotten so angry is because he didn't want this to happen. He didn't do enough to make sure it didn't, and now here it is, this, that, and the other thing, and it's going down exactly how I thought it would be, and now we're fighting, and she's crying, and you're not eating kale chips, and geez, man. If only we had just gone traditional.
Exactly.
Or waited a year because I'm still sad over the first one. So I get it. But they didn't write, I guess, with enough explanation for that to land. I had Curtis rent my whole first pregnancy, and my kid is 14 years. I had Curtis rent?
And what?
I don't understand. Kirstina sick and needed a bone marrow, and so Sam had donated her stillborn baby Lila with Sonny to her after Alexis told Sonny he was Kirstina's father. Wow.
Kirstina was not a baby then. She was like 3 or 4 years old.
So, well, here we go. Like, everybody's blaming Sonny. Sonny didn't even frickin' know that they were sisters.
No, he didn't. He didn't
even know that Alexis was, you know, or whatever. I don't know nothing. But he didn't even know. It wasn't as bad. It wasn't as bad as it is after he learned the truth.
Yeah. And Kirstina, as like Avery, it born from a one-night stand.
It went from sleeping with your ex's other older daughter, which is, you know, that's some very 90s drama. It really is. To sleeping with your daughter's sister, which is different. But Sonny didn't know that it was his daughter's sister. He thought he was just sleeping with his ex's older daughter.
Yes.
See, that's different. That is different. It's all about perspective, folks.
But he didn't have the whole story.
He didn't have the whole story. Oh, I had Kirby shrimp my whole first pregnancy, and my kid is 14 years old and strong.
Well, you know, I'm not proud of the fact, but I smoked cigarettes my whole pregnancy with Matthew, and he looks fine too.
That's what happened. That's what happened, you guys.
I was the 80s. I'm sorry, guys.
Welcome to the 80s. Whoop, 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 whoop. Yeah, but Molly and TJ should have waited for another surrogate to come along. Kirstina was a bad choice. There you go. See, everybody was wrong.
Absolutely.
Everybody was wrong, and nobody's at fault for her falling out the window.
And the reason why they hurried up with Kirstina was because Molly wanted to try again right away.
Right now, we need a baby.
Right now. Kirstina was willing to do that.
And Kirstina's like, I want to. Let's do it. Let's have a baby.
Yeah, and TJ was, man, I'm hurting. I really don't like it.
I don't know about this. I don't know about this. He just didn't fight as hard or as long as he should have to make sure it didn't happen.
He tried to, he wanted to please Molly.
He could also have not gone to the doctor's appointment for the extraction, like all kinds of different stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, however that goes down. I don't know how that goes down.
This is what I thought was the weirdest part of Kirstina and the baby Adela.
Mm-hmm.
It's not normal. If you have a stillborn, it's not normal to not see the child.
Mm.
Of course, there might be somebody out there that had chose not to see the child, but they typically give you time with your infant.
Maybe it was too complicated. I don't know.
Nobody saw the baby.
Well, then the baby's alive somewhere. For
well, they never. All they did was tell her the baby died. That's it.
Well, maybe the baby's alive somewhere and Miss Wu has her. That could be them just leaving the door open for some sort of dramatic reveal down the line, if they so choose to take it.
That's true.
Or they could have done a legal adoption right away. Well, I mean, that was the obvious answer from the start, huh?
Yeah, she
Talking
could have
that one
signed
up for
fake.
months.
Yeah, well, yeah, sure. She was supposed to sign those damn papers as soon as they got a positive.
Mm-hmm. And then she just delayed and didn't and came up with this excuse here and that excuse there.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually, well, we all know how it turned out.
We
Because
all
we're
know how it
watching
turned
it
out.
live this week on General Hospital. What a good fun week! And I look forward to another good fun and slightly longer week next week.
Yes, me too.
It's going to be a good time.
Too.
Poor Charles is a lot of fun. So, I guess that's it, you know. Agent Cates is dead and Michael's lied.
One more thing.
Yeah.
What do you think they did with the fake agent? What, did they let her go? Do you think Jason just let her go?
I think that she's in some sort of Sunny lockup.
You think she's in some kind of safe house or something?
Some sort of Sunny lockup. I don't know exactly why.
I don't think she's turning into Bones in the Pine Barrens.
I don't think so either, because they made a point to make sure that Jason restrained her. We're also, as we discussed, looking at maybe a Jason that's maybe not going to be so violently cruel for Sunny anymore. We'll see how it all goes down. It might not be the last time we saw her. This Kate's case is still unresolved. Michael's lying, hasn't even told Willow the truth.
Nope.
I thought he was at least going to tell Willow the truth. We'll see if we get there. So, we'll see what's going on with that. She was arrested, Michelle says. So, I don't, maybe he just took her to the cops.
They did.
Yeah, well, there you go.
They did. That's right. That's right. Because Anna said she had a very long rap sheet.
There you go. Problem solved.
There you go.
See? Boom. And then we're going to find out
that was part of the reason why Anna was so proud of Jason.
Yes, because she turned her in. Yeah, that's exactly what part of the reason why I started thinking that maybe he's going to leave Sunny and join WSB or something. Anyway, yeah. And then stuff. There was another point, but it doesn't matter. I wonder if Michael will tell Willow what really happened at the boathouse. They're both keeping serious secrets from each other, and it's not the first time. It's over for them, folks.
Oh, yeah.
It's over for
We've seen Willow and Michael happy long enough, haven't we?
Yeah. 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 She corroborated Jason and Ava's statements. Yeah, and then Ava redacted or retracted or whatever. Yes. All that stuff. But it's not enough for Kirstina. Not enough for Kirstina.
No, Kirstina is... Kirstina, like she said, one down, one to go.
So we'll see what happens next week, folks, as the drama continues to be hot and heavy in Port Charles.
Yep.
General Hospital on your TV sets 5 days a week. ABC, Hulu, ABC.com, and beyond. And we'll be here next week, and I really hope to have, what is it? A 30-minute countdown for you.
Oh, you guys.
We'll see. Gotta cross the T's, dot the I's, and confirm the dates. But if I'm able to do that, we will have a 30-minute countdown next week. And what does that usually mean, folks? You tell me in the comments below. I'm not going to tell you.
What's it usually mean?
But that's it, folks. Get the heck on out of here. Molly will end up pregnant, says Del J. I hope so. Honestly, I hope those two crazy kids walk away with a baby. So, folks, that's it. Get on out of here. Go back down to the elevator. Go back down to the first floor. Get the heck out of this hospital. You've been here long enough.
You're going to get a disease. You stay much longer.
Gotta duck and dive, dodge and weave away from Kirstina, though. She might be out to get you now.
Oh, and duck and dive away from that guy that's about to go kill Isaiah, too.
Oh, yeah, that guy, too, with the poking needle.
Yeah.
Stillwell's on watching you. Jump into your cars and tune your radios to previous episodes of the 10th floor, which you can find on all of your favorite podcasting platforms. If you can't find it on your favorite podcasting platform, you can reach out to me on Twitter at 10th floor GH, and I will point you in the right direction.
For sure.
Give us a follow while you're there. And subscribe to the channel while you're here. Like the video. Give us a little reaction in the chat to say farewell. The super chat is open if you want to make a last-minute donation. The super thanks is available for those who are watching on the replay. Leave a comment with your thoughts. Join us next week live at 11 a.m. right here on 10th Floor Podcast Channel. 9 a.m. for Days for Dummies. Matt, Cat, the Chat, and Professor Angela.
Yep. She was with us this morning.
She sure was. So go back and watch that if you missed it. Lots going on in Days as well. Follow JLJ Media. I've got an audio drama coming out that's not love, politics, medicine. It's called Whispering Headlines. It's a 5-episode short novella that I wrote and I read.
You wrote that one too?
Oh, yeah. So, and I recorded it and everything. It's a total me production. So check out the JLJ Media Instagram and the Twitter and all that kind of stuff to keep abreast of when it's going to be released, and then we'll share links when it's there as well. Give the show some support with some listenership. That's it. I've been Matt.
I've been Kat.
And we'll catch you next week right here on the 10th floor. Goodbye!